This is Valley News Live at noon.
We have new information. Jurors are now deciding the fate of 40-year-old Raymond Gunn, who's accused of a deadly shot at 41-year-old Eric Hayes last July in North Fargo. Surveillance video shows a fight between the two where prosecutors say Gunn pistol whipped Hayes and later fired a shot into his stomach. Gunn's defense argues it was a self-defense as he fell backwards with Hayes towering over him and armed with a knife. Jury deliberations are expected this afternoon with a possible verdict by the end of the day. If convicted, Gunn faces life in prison. The winds aren't holding back heading into the weekend, and in fact, the Fargo Sanitary Landfill is closed today due to high wind speeds. Let's get a quick check of the weather with meteorologist Lisa Green. Lisa?
Well, good afternoon. Yes, our tower cam struggling to hang on here in that wind in Fargo. We've got wind speeds that have been quite strong and gusts even stronger. Our current gust in Fargo, 48 miles per hour. That's the highest I've seen in Fargo yet today, with a steady wind or sustained winds, that constant wind speed essentially. That's 33 miles per hour. So that's strong as it is. Thief River Falls, a gust of 51. So we're still seeing gusts into the 50s, and this will just carry on as we head into the afternoon. The other issue we've been facing is some snow that's starting to wind down, but this is our latest image from just south of Baudette. Snowflakes coming down, and where that snow is falling, of course, we've got the wind, so visibility is down quite a bit, and we're seeing some of those flakes again into our eastern viewing area at this point in time. Lots of cloud cover over Grand Forks, but there are a lot of places getting to enjoy a little sunshine in between those clouds. Here's a look at our planner. Today we're looking at temperatures really not going up too much, staying into the 30s in the Fargo-Moorhead area, and then on either side of this, temperatures in the 20s to the east and 40s to the west. We're looking at those winds staying strong all day long. I'll have details on what to expect as we head into the weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Lisa, thank you. The Minneapolis teacher strike that's been going on for more than 2 weeks may be coming to an end. The city's public school system has reached a tentative deal with the teachers union on a new contract. The deal still needs to be approved by union members. If it happens, students could be back in class as early as Monday. School officials held a press conference this morning to announce the tentative agreement.
But at the end of the day, we were all able to come together and tentatively agree upon what I believe is a fair contract for both our teachers and our educational support professionals.
Details of the deal have not yet been released, pending a vote by the teachers. President Biden arrived in Poland today to meet with allies and coordinate the response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Reporter Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
President Biden met with soldiers from the 82nd Airborne Friday in Poland. He enjoyed some lighthearted moments with soldiers lined up for haircuts. Thousands of U.S. soldiers are deployed to Poland to protect the NATO member from any potential Russian attack.
We've got 100,000 American forces here in Europe. We haven't had that in a long, long time because we are the organizing principle for the rest of the world. And I said, we've sent the best.
The president will also get a briefing on the humanitarian crisis caused by the war in Ukraine. He'll meet with refugees forced out of their country seeking safety. Early Friday morning, the president and the European Union announced a new joint task force designed to wean Europe off of Russian energy, which the president says is necessary to cripple Russia's military.
Putin has issued Russia's energy resources to coerce and manipulate its neighbors. That's how he's used it. He's used the profits to drive his war machine.
We are determined to stand up against Russia's brutal war. This war will be a strategic failure for Putin.
Ukrainian forces on the ground have made some advances in their latest counterattack, clawing back some land near Kyiv, including the suburban city of Irpin. But Russia has made some wins in southern Ukraine, which will make it easier to shore up its supply chain problems. Ukraine says Russia has gained enough ground around the besieged city of Mariupol that it now has a supply corridor connecting the Crimean region to Russian-controlled areas of eastern Ukraine. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Ukrainian officials say the official death toll from last week's strike on a theater which was serving as a shelter now stands at 300 lives lost. Meanwhile, the Minnesota House has voted unanimously to divest the state's pension funds from Russia, which had an estimated worth of $53 million before the Ukraine invasion. One estimate says the value of those investments fell to less than $10 million. The bill is heading to the state Senate, where it's expected to pass. And Minnesota lawmakers are also thinking about redesigning the state's flag and seal. Supporters say the current flag is indistinct among other U.S. states and features imagery that is offensive to Native Americans. The Upper Sioux tribal chairman says the seal on the flag fails to come to terms with Minnesota's history of violence against Native Americans. Minnesota House Democrats are beefing up their public safety package with $50 million in extra money, and they're falling on the Republican-controlled Senate to help fight rising crime rates. The extra money, in addition to the original $100 million proposal, would mostly go to give grants to the top 20 cities and top 20 counties with the highest crime rates or the fastest growing crime rates. The bill also includes $15 million to ensure body cameras for every officer across the state. North Dakota animal health officials canceled all shows, public sales, swaps, and exhibitions of poultry and other birds in the state because of concerns about potential exposure to bird flu. The outbreak has affected more than 13 million commercial and backyard birds in 17 states. North Dakota State Board of Animal Health is urging poultry owners to immediately report unusual death losses, a drop in egg production, or sick birds to their local vet and try and keep wild birds away from those in captivity. Coming up at noon, is your password still the name of your childhood pet? Well, it might be time to change it. We'll tell you why. But next, the Northern Valley got some snow this morning, but the weekend forecast is shaping up quite nicely. Stick around.